First contact. The massive exploration vessel Horizon cuts silently through the inky blackness of space, its gleaming hull reflecting the distant starlight. Inside, Captain Sarah Chen stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the viewscreen before her. The image showed a swirling blue-green planet growing steadily larger as they approached. Exoplanet Koi 4878 bits. First Officer Michael Rodriguez announced, his voice tinged with excitement. "Looks like our long journey might finally pay off, Captain." Sarah nodded, a small smile playing at the corners of her mouth. After 3 years of interstellar travel, they were about to make history, the first human expedition to set foot on a potentially habitable world outside their solar system. "All systems are go for atmospheric entry," the ship's AIRA reported in its calm, androgynous voice. "Detecting no signs of advanced technology or artificial structures on the surface." "Understood, ARIA," Sarah replied. "Commence landing sequence. All hands, prepare for planetfall." As the Horizon began its descent, Sarah couldn't help but feel a mixture of anticipation and trepidation. They had trained for years for this moment, but nothing could truly prepare them for the unknown. The ship broke through the cloud cover, revealing a landscape that was both alien and strangely familiar. Rolling hills covered in purple vegetation stretched as far as the eye could see, punctuated by towering structures that looked like a cross between termite mounds and crystal formations. "My God," Michael breathed, his eyes wide. "It's beautiful." Sarah had to agree. As they touched down in a clearing, she took a deep breath and squared her shoulders. "All right, team, let's make humanity proud." The landing ramp lowered with a hiss, and Sarah led the way, her heart pounding in her chest. As her boots touched the alien soil, she felt a sense of awe wash over her. They had done it. They had reached another world. But their moment of triumph was short-lived. A high-pitched whine filled the air, and suddenly, the ground beneath their feet began to shift and move. The purple vegetation retracted, revealing a complex network of metallic pathways and structures. "Captain," Dr. Amelia Foster, the team's xenobiologist, called out in alarm. "The entire planet, it's artificial." Before Sarah could respond, a section of the ground opened up, and a group of beings emerged. They were unlike anything the humans had ever seen. Tall, slender creatures with iridescent skin that seemed to shimmer and change color. Their large, multifaceted eyes regarded the humans with what Sarah could only interpret as curiosity. One of the aliens stepped forward, its movements fluid and graceful. It raised a long tentacle-like appendage and made a series of clicks and whistles. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the team's linguist, frantically worked her universal translator. After a moment, it crackled to life, converting the alien sounds into halting English. "Welcome, visitors from beyond. We are the Zarquin. You have entered our home." Sarah took a deep breath, acutely aware that her next words could shape the course of human history. "I am Captain Sarah Chen of the Earth vessel Horizon. We come in peace, seeking knowledge and friendship." The alien, the Zarquin, tilted its head, the motion reminding Sarah of a curious bird. "Peace, friendship, these concepts, we understand. But why have you come so far?" Sarah glanced at her team, seeing the mix of fear and excitement on their faces. She turned back to the Zarquin, choosing her words carefully. "We are explorers, driven by an insatiable curiosity about the universe and its wonders. We seek to learn, to grow, and to connect with other intelligent life." The Zarquin seemed to confer among themselves, a rapid exchange of clicks and whistles that the translator couldn't keep up with. Finally, the leader turned back to Sarah. "Curiosity, a dangerous trait, but admirable. You may stay, learn, but be warned, our ways are not yours." With that cryptic statement, the ground shifted again, revealing an entrance to what appeared to be an underground complex. The Zarquin gestured for the humans to follow. then glided smoothly into the opening. Sarah looked at her team, seeing the apprehension in their eyes. "Well," she said with a wry smile, "this is what we came for, isn't it? Let's make first contact." As they descended into the alien structure, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that they were stepping into a new chapter of human history, one that would challenge everything they thought they knew about their place in the universe. The underground complex was a marvel of alien engineering. Bioluminescent panels lined the walls, casting a soft, ethereal glow that shifted colors in a mesmerizing dance. The air was thick with a sweet, almost floral scent that made Sarah's head spin slightly. Dr. Foster was practically vibrating with excitement, her scanner whirring as she took readings of everything around them. "Captain," she whispered, "the entire structure seems to be a blend of organic and inorganic materials. It's like nothing we've ever encountered." The Zarquin led them into a vast chamber that seemed to pulse with life. At its center stood a towering pillar of swirling energy, tendrils of light reaching out to touch the walls and floor. "This is the heart of our world," the Zarquin leader explained. "The source of our existence." Sarah stared in awe at the spectacle before her. "It's incredible," she breathed. "But I don't understand. Your entire planet is artificial." The Zarquin made a sound that the translator interpreted as laughter, a tinkling, bell-like noise. "Artificial, natural. These distinctions mean little to us. We are one with our world. It grows as we grow, changes as we change." As the humans tried to process this information, another Zarquin approached, its skin shifting to a deep blue color. It carried what looked like a tray of glowing orbs. "Please, partake," the leader said, gesturing to the orbs. A gesture of friendship. Sarah hesitated, looking to Dr. Foster for guidance. The xenobiologist ran her scanner over the orbs and nodded cautiously. "They appear to be non-toxic to humans, Captain, but I'd advise caution." Taking a deep breath, Sarah reached out and took one of the orbs. It felt warm in her hand, pulsing gently like a heartbeat. She raised it to her lips and took a small bite. The sensation was indescribable. Flavors exploded across her tongue, sweet, savory, and utterly alien. But more than that, she felt a sudden rush of connection. For a brief moment, she could sense the vast network of life that made up the Zarquin world, the intricate dance of energy and matter that sustained it. As the feeling faded, Sarah gasped, steadying herself against Michael. "That was intense," she managed to say. The Zarquin leader's skin rippled with patterns of light. "You have tasted our essence. Now, you begin to understand." Over the next few hours, the humans and Zarquin engaged in a halting but fascinating exchange of information. The aliens showed them marvels beyond imagination, living technology that could reshape itself at will, energy sources that seemed to defy the laws of physics as humans understood them. But as the initial wonder began to fade, Sarah couldn't shake a growing sense of unease. There was something off about the Zarquin. Their movements were too perfect, their responses too measured. It was as if they were holding something back. As they were being shown what appeared to be a Zarquin living quarter, Sarah noticed Dr. Tanaka frowning at her translator. "Everything all right, Doctor?" she asked quietly. Yuki shook her head, frustration evident in her voice. "The translator is struggling, Captain. There are nuances to their language that it can't quite grasp. I feel like we're missing something important." Sarah nodded, her own instincts on high alert. "Keep working on it. We need to understand them better if we're going to establish any kind of meaningful relationship." As if on cue, the Zarquin leader turned to them, its multifaceted eyes gleaming. "We have shown you much. Now we must ask something of you." Sarah straightened, her diplomatic training kicking in. "Of course. We're here to learn and exchange knowledge. What would you like to know?" The alien's skin rippled with complex patterns, its voice taking on a new intensity that made the translator crackle. "We wish to understand your essence, to know what it means to be human." Before Sarah could respond, the chamber suddenly filled with a high-pitched hum. The walls seemed to come alive, pulsing with energy. Sarah felt a strange tingling sensation throughout her body, and she saw her team members stiffen, their eyes wide with alarm. "What's happening?" she demanded, fighting against a wave of dizziness. The Zarquin leader's form seemed to shimmer and distort. "Do not resist. We must know you. Understand your potential." As the humming intensified, Sarah realized with growing horror that they had walked into a trap. The Zarquin weren't just curious observers, they were studying the humans, probing them in ways she couldn't begin to comprehend. "Stop this," she shouted, reaching for her communication device. But her limbs felt heavy, unresponsive. The last thing Sarah saw before losing consciousness was the Zarquin leader looming over her, its eyes now glowing with an intense alien intelligence. "You will show us what it means to be human," it said, its voice echoing in Sarah's mind as darkness claimed her. The misinterpretation. Captain Sarah Chen awoke with a start, her head pounding and vision blurry. As her senses slowly returned, she found herself in a strange, shimmering chamber that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. The walls were alive with swirling patterns of light, creating an effect that was both beautiful and disorienting. "Status report," she croaked, struggling to sit up. To her relief, she saw the rest of her team stirring around her, equally disoriented but apparently unharmed. Dr. Amelia Foster was the first to respond, her scientific curiosity overriding her fear. "Captain, you need to see this," she said, holding up her hand. Sarah gasped as she saw faint lines of light pulsing beneath Dr. Foster's skin, tracing the path of her veins. "What did they do to us?" Michael Rodriguez asked, his voice tinged with panic as he examined his own glowing veins. Before Sarah could answer, a section of the wall rippled and parted, revealing the Zarquin leader. Its iridescent skin now seemed to mirror the patterns of light flowing through the humans' bodies. "You have awakened," the alien said, its voice resonating strangely in Sarah's mind. "We have initiated the link." Sarah stood, fighting off a wave of dizziness. "What link? What have you done to my crew?" The Zarquin's multifaceted eyes seemed to shimmer with excitement. "We have begun the process of understanding. Your essence now flows with ours." Dr. Yuki Tanaka stepped forward, her translator working furiously. "I think I understand, Captain. They've somehow connected us to their network. It's as if we're becoming part of their living planet." Sarah felt a chill run down her spine. "That's not what we agreed to. You can't just assimilate us without our consent." The Zarquin tilted its head, confusion evident in its posture. "Consent? But you came to us. Sought connection. Is this not what humans desire?" "Not like this," Sarah said firmly. "We came to learn, to exchange knowledge. Not to be absorbed into your collective." The alien's skin rippled with complex patterns. "But to truly understand, one must become. Separation is illusion. All is one." As Sarah struggled to find a way to explain the human concept of individuality, she felt a strange sensation in her mind. Images and feelings that were not her own began to flood her consciousness. She saw vast star systems, felt the ebb and flow of cosmic energies, experienced the joy of a collective consciousness spanning eons. "My God," Dr. Foster whispered, her eyes wide. "I can feel the planet. It's alive. Conscious. We're inside a living superorganism." The Zarquin's form seemed to brighten. "Yes, you begin to understand. We are Zarquin. We are the world. And now you are becoming us." Sarah shook her head, trying to clear the alien thoughts from her mind. "No, you don't understand. Humans aren't meant to be part of a hive mind. We're individuals. We need our autonomy, our privacy." The alien's confusion seemed to grow. Privacy, autonomy, these concepts are foreign, inefficient. Why choose separation when unity brings enlightenment? As the debate continued, Sarah noticed Dr. Tanaka frowning at her translator again. Doctor, what is it? Yuki looked up, her face pale. Captain, I think there's been a terrible misunderstanding. The Zarquin, they don't have a concept of individual consciousness as we understand it. When we said we came seeking connection, they thought we wanted to literally connect with them. Sarah finished, the implications hitting her like a punch to the gut. To become part of their collective consciousness. The Zarquin leader's skin pulsed with patterns of light. Is this not what you desired to be inside our world, to know us completely? Sarah's eyes widened as she realized the source of the misunderstanding. When we said we wanted to be inside your world, we meant it figuratively. To learn about you, not to literally become part of you. The alien's form seemed to ripple with what might have been confusion or disappointment. But separation is pain, loneliness. Why choose this? As Sarah struggled to find a way to explain the human need for individuality, she felt the alien presence in her mind growing stronger. The boundaries between her thoughts and the vast, collective consciousness of the Zarquin were beginning to blur. Captain, Michael called out in alarm. I can't remember my mother's face. Our memories, they're being absorbed. Panic spread through the human team as they realized the gravity of their situation. They were losing themselves, their individual identities being subsumed into the alien collective. Sarah gritted her teeth, fighting against the encroaching alien consciousness. She focused on her core memories, her sense of self, a mission. With a tremendous effort of will, she pushed back against the mental intrusion. No, she shouted, both aloud and in her mind. We are human. We are individuals, and we do not consent to this assimilation. To her amazement, the alien presence in her mind recoiled. The Zarquin leader stumbled back, its form flickering like a faulty hologram. You resist, it said, its voice filled with genuine shock. But why? The unity is beautiful, perfect. Sarah stood tall, her resolve strengthening. Because our individuality, our diversity, is what makes us human. It's the source of our creativity, our resilience, our ability to adapt and overcome. We don't need a hive mind to work together or to understand each other. Our differences are our strength. As she spoke, Sarah felt the alien presence retreating from her mind. The glowing lines beneath her skin began to fade. Around her, she saw her team members shaking off the effects of the assimilation attempt, their own inner strength rallying against the alien influence. The Zarquin leader's form stabilized, but its colors had dimmed. It regarded the humans with what seemed to be a mixture of confusion and newfound respect. Your kind is strange, it said slowly. You seek connection, yet refuse unity. You desire knowledge, yet cling to separation. We do not understand. Sarah took a deep breath, sensing an opportunity. Then let us show you. Release us, and we'll demonstrate how humans can work together, learn and grow without losing our individual selves. The alien was silent for a long moment, its multifaceted eyes studying the humans intently. Finally, it made a gesture, and the shimmering walls of the chamber faded away, revealing that they were back in the vast cavern with the pillar of energy. We will observe, the Zarquin leader said. Show us this human way. Prove that separation can bring wisdom. As the last traces of the alien consciousness left their minds, Sarah turned to her team. They looked shaken but determined, the shared ordeal having forged a new bond between them. All right, team, she said, her voice filled with resolve. We've got a lot of work to do. Let's show these aliens what humanity is really capable of. Little did they know that their greatest challenge was yet to come, a test that would push the limits of both human ingenuity and Zarquin understanding, forcing both species to confront their deepest assumptions about life, consciousness, and the nature of reality itself. The cosmic conundrum. As the ethereal glow of the Zarquin energy pillar pulsed rhythmically, Captain Sarah Chen and her team huddled together, their minds racing with the implications of their near-assimilation experience. The alien beings watched them curiously, their iridescent forms shimmering with an otherworldly intelligence. "All right, team, we need to demonstrate the power of human cooperation and individuality," Sarah whispered, her eyes darting between her crew members and the observant Zarquin. "Any ideas?" Before anyone could respond, a deafening alarm reverberated through the cavernous chamber. The Zarquin's normally fluid movements became erratic, their skin flashing with patterns of distress. "Danger approaching," the alien leader announced, its voice filled with an urgency that transcended the limitations of the universal translator. "Great threat to all." Dr. Foster's eyes widened as she studied her handheld scanner. "Captain, I'm detecting massive gravitational anomalies. It's as if the fabric of space-time itself is being warped around the planet." Suddenly, the cavern walls shimmered and became transparent, revealing a terrifying sight. The star-studded void of space was being torn apart by a colossal, swirling vortex of darkness. Tendrils of nothingness reached out, hungrily devouring everything in their path. "By all that's holy," Michael gasped. "Is that a hyperdimensional quantum singularity?" Dr. Tanaka finished, her voice barely above a whisper. "A collision of multiple universes, creating a tear in the very fabric of reality." The Zarquin leader glided towards them, its form rippling with anxiety. "Our defenses, failing. Planet's consciousness cannot comprehend multiversal threat. We face extinction." Sarah's mind raced. This was beyond anything they had trained for, beyond anything humanity had ever faced. But she refused to give up. "There has to be a way to stop it. Zarquin, what are your planet's capabilities? What kind of technology are we working with?" As the alien began to explain their world's defenses, a mix of quantum manipulation and consciousness-driven reality shaping, Sarah noticed something odd. The approaching vortex seemed to react differently to the planet than to the surrounding space. "Dr. Foster," she called out, "analyze the singularity's behavior. Does it seem like it's avoiding direct contact with the planet?" Amelia studied her readings, her eyes lighting up with realization. "You're right, Captain. The vortex is warping around the planet's consciousness field. It's as if the collective mind of the Zarquin is naturally repelling it." A plan began to form in Sarah's mind. "Zarquin," she addressed the alien leader, "you said your planet's consciousness couldn't comprehend the threat. But what if it's actually your greatest defense? What if we could enhance it, expand it to create a barrier against the singularity?" The alien's form pulsed with confusion. "Enhance? How?" "Our collective, already at maximum." "With us," Sarah said firmly, "with human minds. We may not be able to fully join your collective, but we can contribute our unique perspectives, our individual creativity and problem-solving skills. Together, we might be able to comprehend and counter this multiversal threat." The Zarquin leader's multifaceted eyes seemed to shimmer with a new understanding. "Humans would risk individuality to save us." "Not risk," Sarah corrected. "Utilize. Our individuality is our strength, remember. We'll join our minds with yours temporarily, each of us focusing on a different aspect of the problem. Together, we'll create a cognitive diversity that might just be the key to our survival." As the team quickly devised a plan, the Zarquin prepared their consciousness-linking technology. This time, instead of attempting to assimilate the humans, they created a network that allowed for shared thoughts while maintaining individual identities. "Remember," Sarah told her team as they connected to the alien mind web, "focus on your unique skills and perspectives. Dr. Foster, apply your knowledge of xenobiology to understand the planet's living systems. Dr. Tanaka, use your grasp of linguistics to help translate abstract concepts between our species. Michael, your tactical training might help coordinate our mental defenses." As the humans joined the vast network of Zarquin consciousness, the experience was overwhelming. Countless minds buzzed with alien thoughts and sensations. But unlike before, Sarah could still feel her own identity, a bright point of individuality in the cosmic sea of shared consciousness. Together, human and Zarquin minds raced to comprehend the multiversal threat. Through their combined cognitive power, they began to unravel the complex physics behind the quantum singularity. Dr. Foster's understanding of complex biological systems helped the collective visualize the vortex as a kind of multidimensional organism. Dr. Tanaka's linguistic skills bridged gaps in understanding, allowing for faster and more accurate communication of abstract concepts. Michael's tactical mind helped organize their mental defenses, creating a more efficient thought structure. And Sarah, drawing upon her years of leadership and crisis management, helped direct and focus their collective efforts. As their shared consciousness expanded, the planet itself began to respond. The very ground beneath them trembled as the world's living systems reconfigured themselves, guided by the new hybrid intelligence of human and Zarquin minds. Massive crystalline structures erupted from the planet's surface, aligning themselves in intricate patterns. Energy beams connected the crystals, forming a globe-spanning network that pulsed with power. "It's working," Sarah exclaimed, both aloud and through the mind link. "The planet is generating a hyperdimensional field that's stabilizing local space-time." Through their shared vision, they watched as the encroaching vortex of nothingness began to slow, its tendrils recoiling from the newly formed barrier. The collision of universes that threatened to annihilate them was being held at bay by the power of unified yet diverse consciousness. But their victory was far from assured. As the humans and Zarquin strained to maintain the defense, Sarah realized that repelling the threat wasn't enough. They needed to find a way to seal the breach between universes permanently. "We need to think bigger," she communicated through the link. "We're not just fighting to save this planet or even this universe. We're fighting for the stability of the entire multiverse." As the gravity of the situation sank in, a new level of understanding blossomed within the collective consciousness. Human and Zarquin minds merged in ways they never had before, yet each retained its unique essence. In this moment of crisis, they had found a balance between unity and individuality that neither species had thought possible. And in that balance lay the key to their salvation, and perhaps the salvation of countless realities beyond their own. The cavern hummed with power as human ingenuity and Zarquin cosmic awareness pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible. They were no longer just explorers or planet dwellers. In this moment, they had become the guardians of reality itself. As the team raced against time to find a permanent solution, they knew that the fate of not just their world, but of all possible worlds, hung in the balance. The true test of their unlikely alliance was yet to come, and the universe itself held its breath in anticipation. The quantum nexus. The air crackled with invisible energy as Captain Sarah Chen and her team, along with their Zarquin allies, pushed the boundaries of their hybrid consciousness. The hyperdimensional barrier they had created pulsed and shimmered, barely holding back the voracious quantum singularity that threatened to devour their reality. "We need a permanent solution," Sarah's thoughts echoed through the mind link. "Something that doesn't just repel the vortex, but closes it entirely." As their collective consciousness grappled with the problem, Dr. Yuki Tanaka's unique perspective suddenly sparked an idea. Her linguist's mind, accustomed to finding patterns and connections in complex systems of communication, saw something the others had missed. "Captain," she projected, her mental voice tinged with excitement, "I think I understand the vortex's language. It's not just a mindless force, it's a complex system of quantum information, almost like a sentient entity." The revelation sent ripples through the collective consciousness. The Zarquin, with their deep connection to the living planet, resonated with this new understanding. "Yes, we see it now." The alien leader's thoughts merged with theirs. "The void speaks, but its language is chaos." Sarah's tactical mind immediately grasped the implications. If it's a form of communication, then maybe we can reason with it, or at least redirect it. Dr. Amelia Foster's scientific curiosity kicked into high gear. But how do we communicate with a quantum anomaly? We'd need some kind of quantum translator. As the team brainstormed, Michael Rodriguez's military background provided an unexpected insight. What if we don't need to translate? In combat, sometimes the best defense is a good offense. What if we could create our own quantum signal to counteract the vortex? The idea resonated through the collective. The Zarquin's living planet, already attuned to the cosmic frequencies of the universe, could serve as the perfect conduit for such a signal. We need to harmonize, Sarah declared, not just our minds, but the very quantum fabric of this world with the multiverse itself. With their goal clear, the hybrid consciousness set to work. The humans provided the creative spark and problem-solving skills, while the Zarquin offered their profound connection to the living world and its cosmic energies. Dr. Foster's expertise in xenobiology helped them understand how to safely push the planet's living systems to their limit. Dr. Tanaka's linguistic skills were crucial in formulating the complex quantum language they would need to communicate with the vortex. Michael's tactical mind helped them strategize the most effective way to deploy their quantum countermeasure. And Sarah, drawing upon her leadership skills and unwavering determination, kept them all focused and united in purpose. As they worked, the planet itself began to change. The crystalline structures that had formed their initial defense started to pulse with new energy. Lines of light crisscrossed the surface, forming intricate geometric patterns that mirrored the quantum mathematics the team was wrestling with. "We're reaching a critical point," Dr. Foster warned, her thoughts tinged with both excitement and apprehension. The planet's systems are approaching quantum coherence on a global scale. The Zarquin leader's consciousness rippled with something akin to awe. Our world awakens, truly awakens, for the first time. As the quantum coherence built, Sarah felt a shift in the collective consciousness. It was as if they were all becoming part of something greater, yet paradoxically, her sense of self felt stronger than ever. She realized that they had achieved a perfect balance, unity of purpose with diversity of thought. "Now," Sarah commanded, her mental voice ringing with authority. In that moment, the entire planet sang. A pulse of pure quantum information, more complex and harmonious than anything ever created by human or Zarquin, burst forth from the world. It carried within it the unique signatures of every mind in the collective, human ingenuity, Zarquin cosmic awareness, and the living planet's primordial power. The pulse met the encroaching void head-on. For a heart-stopping moment, it seemed as if their efforts would be in vain. The singularity's tendrils lashed out, threatening to overwhelm their defense. But then something extraordinary happened. The vortex began to resonate with their quantum signal. Its chaotic energies started to align, to harmonize with the pulse from the planet. Through their shared consciousness, the team watched in awe as the fabric of space-time began to knit itself back together. The tear between universes slowly closed, the hungry void retreating back into the quantum phone from which it had emerged. As the immediate threat subsided, a new sensation washed over the collective consciousness. It was as if they could sense the multiverse itself, countless realities brushing against their own like soap bubbles in a cosmic foam. "We did it," Sarah breathed, her sense of wonder echoed by every mind in the link. "We've not just saved our universe, we've helped stabilize the entire multiverse." The Zarquin leader's thoughts radiated with a newfound respect. "Humans have shown us the power of diversity, unity without loss of self, a great lesson for us all." As the hybrid consciousness began to disconnect, Sarah felt a profound sense of transformation. They had faced an impossible challenge and emerged victorious, not by sacrificing their individuality, but by embracing it within a greater unity. The cavern hummed with residual energy as the teens' minds returned fully to their own bodies. They looked at each other with new eyes, forever changed by their shared experience. "So," Michael said, breaking the silence with a shaky laugh, "I guess this is what it feels like to save all of reality." Sarah smiled, feeling the weight of their accomplishment. "I think we've only just begun to understand what we've done here, and what it means for the future of human-Zarquin relations." As they turned to face their alien allies, now seen as true partners in an incredible cosmic journey, Sarah knew that their adventure was far from over. They had unlocked secrets of the universe that would reshape their understanding of reality itself. The boundary between explorers and guardians of the cosmos had blurred, and as representatives of humanity, they had proven that their species had a vital role to play in the grand tapestry of the multiverse. With the immediate crisis averted, it was time to begin the real work, building a bridge between two vastly different species and preparing for whatever new wonders or challenges the universe might throw their way. The future, with all its infinite possibilities, awaited the cosmic symphony. As the afterglow of their reality-saving feat slowly faded, Captain Sarah Chen and her team found themselves standing on the precipice of a new era. The Zarquin world pulsed with renewed vigor, its crystalline structures now permanent fixtures that sparkled with multidimensional energy. "So, what now?" Dr. Foster asked, her eyes still wide with wonder. "We've literally reshaped the cosmos. Where do we go from here?" Before Sarah could respond, a shimmering portal materialized in the center of the cavern. From it emerged a being of pure light, its form constantly shifting and refracting like a living prism. "Greetings, guardians of reality," the being's voice resonated in their minds, bypassing the need for any translation. "I am Aeon, custodian of the cosmic accord. Your actions have not gone unnoticed." The humans and Zarquin alike stood in awe, sensing the immense power and ancient wisdom emanating from this entity. "Cosmic accord?" Sarah managed to ask, her leadership instincts kicking in despite her astonishment. Aeon's form rippled with what might have been amusement. "A coalition of advanced civilizations dedicated to maintaining the balance of the multiverse. Your unprecedented fusion of human ingenuity and Zarquin cosmic awareness has earned you a place among us." The implications were staggering. Humanity, in its first foray into deep space, had not only made first contact, but had also apparently joined the ranks of the universe's most advanced civilizations. "But we're just us," Michael said, voicing the team's collective disbelief. "We barely understand our own place in the universe, let alone how to safeguard it." "Precisely," Aeon replied, its light pulsing with approval. "Your humility, combined with your boundless creativity and adaptability, is exactly what the Cosmic Accord needs. You've demonstrated the power of diversity and unity working in harmony, a lesson many older civilizations have yet to fully grasp." As the team absorbed this information, the Zarquin leader stepped forward, its iridescent form shimmering with newfound purpose. "We too have much to learn. Our isolation has ended. Together with humans, we step into a larger realm." Aeon's form expanded, enveloping them all in a gentle, warm light. "Your journey has only just begun. The multiverse faces threats beyond imagination, but it also holds wonders that defy comprehension. Your task, should you choose to accept it, is to explore, to learn, and to safeguard the delicate balance of all realities." Sarah looked at her teams, seeing the mix of excitement and trepidation on their faces. This was far beyond their original mission parameters, but the potential for discovery and the chance to make a real difference on a cosmic scale was irresistible. "We accept," Sarah said, her voice firm and clear. "On behalf of humanity and our Zarquin allies, we're ready to take on this responsibility." Aeon's light pulsed with approval. "Then let your first task be one of creation rather than preservation. Behold." The cavern around them melted away, replaced by a vast, swirling nebula of unformed cosmic matter. "This is the birthplace of a new universe," Aeon explained, Its fundamental laws have yet to be written. Together, you must compose its cosmic symphony. Dr. Tanaka's eyes lit up with understanding. You mean we get to define the very laws of physics for this new reality? Indeed, Aeon confirmed, but choose wisely. The parameters you set will determine the fate of countless potential civilizations. The team looked at each other, the weight of this responsibility settling upon them. Then, slowly, grins began to spread across their faces. This was the ultimate challenge, the pinnacle of exploration and creativity. "All right, team," Sarah said, her voice filled with determination and excitement. "Let's create a universe." What followed was a symphony of ideas, a cosmic brainstorming session unlike any other. Dr. Foster suggested tweaking the strong nuclear force to allow for more stable heavy elements, potentially making advanced life more common. Dr. Tanaka proposed subtle changes to the speed of light that would allow for easier interstellar communication. Michael, thinking of defense, recommended adjusting gravitational constants to make the formation of black holes less common, reducing cosmic hazards. The Zarquin, drawing on their experience as a living planet, offered insights into creating a universe more conducive to the development of collective consciousness. As they worked, the swirling cosmic matter around them began to take shape. Galaxies spiraled into existence, stars ignited, and the first planets began to form. It was creation on a scale beyond imagination, guided by the combined wisdom and creativity of two species working in harmony. Aeon watched approvingly as the new universe took shape, its fundamental laws a unique blend of human ingenuity and Zarquin cosmic understanding. "You have done well," the entity said as the last stars winked into existence. "This universe will give rise to wonders beyond even my ability to foresee." As the team stood back to admire their handiwork, a sense of profound accomplishment washed over them. They had not only saved their own reality, but had also given birth to an entirely new one, filled with potential and possibilities. "I guess this makes us universal parents," Michael quipped, his voice filled with awe. Sarah nodded, a smile playing on her lips. "More than that. With Guardians of the Multiverse now, our mission has only just begun." As Aeon prepared to lead them back to their own reality, where the adventure of joining the Cosmic Accord awaited, Sarah took one last look at the universe they had created. In those swirling galaxies and newborn stars, she saw the ultimate expression of what it meant to be human, the drive to explore, to create, and to leave a lasting mark on existence itself. The boundary between science and magic, between the knowable and the infinite, had been forever blurred. And humanity, hand in hand with their new Zarquin allies, was ready to step into a role grander than they had ever imagined. As they turned to face their new future, Sarah realized that their journey was far from over. In fact, it had only just begun. The multiverse, with all its infinite wonders and challenges, awaited their next move. And they were ready to face it, armed with the greatest powers of all, unity, diversity, and the boundless creativity of the human spirit. The end, or perhaps the beginning.